already all the dresses. I won like 13 dresses in the night.
And you've always been that way.
I've always been that way.
The truth is, there's a lot of women out there that don't like to be called mommy, right? So tell us about that.
Yeah, so the whole point of that was because growing up in New York, like catcalling was such a big thing, and it was definitely getting called.
Y ella le sube.
Ya cuando entran los teens va a decir, papi, Recon's my favorite.
Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Latinx Now, where we examine the biggest entertainment news stories through the Latin lens. I'm Christian Acosta, sitting here with Nastassja Bolivar and Claudia Vergara. Well, we got a lot to discuss today, so let's get right into the headlines. Okay, so let's get started. Change.org has created a petition to take down TMZ, and Ellen Pompeo is in full support. Nikki and Brie Bella have announced that they are both pregnant. Paloma Mami told us all about her hit song, Mami. Colombian reggaetonero Recon will be joining us live as well. And Super Bowl 2020 is this Sunday, and we've got the latest information on the big show. All this and more here on Latinx Now. That's right. All right. So it seems that, fans and, even some celebs are hitting back at TMZ for the way that the outlet handled Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna's deaths. A new Change.org petition has been created stemming from the criticism that the outlet has received for publishing that the athlete's helicopter had gone down and that he had ultimately passed away before his family or any of the other families involved were notified. It's important to also mention the other families.
Absolutely.
Ellen Pompeo is joining the conversation and is voicing her opinion on how Kobe's death was reported. The actress is expressing to Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, just how she feels, saying on Twitter, quote, "So many people's lives will never be the same after this tragedy, but you got your scoop. Hope you sleep well at night, Harvey Levin. I'm sure you do." So what do we think about this petition? Like, is this something that you guys would sign? Are you guys for this, against this? What's the deal?
I mean, it's a bit of a predicament because I guess we work for the media, so we're like, we kind of understand that sometimes it comes with the jobs, But I started thinking about this, and it sucks because we have come so far with the media of trying not to block certain things. We want it, we want all the news and as clear as it can be. We don't want fake news But when it comes to something so sensitive like a death, and like how you said, it was not just Kobe Bryant. It wasn't just Gianna Bryant. It was other families that were involved. And to hear about this, just in any kind of situation, hearing it from a official like cops or paramedics, it's already hard in itself. Imagine going online and seeing that your significant other or family member passed away through Instagram or social media. That's terrible.
No, of course,
That's
of course,
horrendous.
it is
The
terrible.
most impersonal thing, I don't know how you say that. Is it?
Yeah,
sensitive,
of course, right.
That too. The thing is, for me, it's like that's where I draw my line. Like when it's a death, again, it's another story, especially because the way I see it, I don't know how it works legally, so I don't know how that will work. But I do think that there has to be something that doesn't let them do, I mean, the thing is, here's the thing. For, on what you said, I do agree with the fact that, of course, everyone wants an exclusive, right? But then also, there's usually, money behind all of those things.
That's true.
So you're
Ellen does mention
when
that
it's
too.
an exclusive.
So you're saying that there
Of,
should be a
the death.
change done for the legalities
Exactly.
of it all.
So at the time, if the initial question was if I would sign it, I would sign it 100,000.
There is an ethical line. You're talking about drawing the line. There's an ethical line. As far as journalism goes, and as far as the authorities go, there's really an established rule that states that you're supposed to make aware the next of kin, meaning whether it be a husband or wife,
Correct.
the kids, the parents, right? Letting them know about a death before it's reported in the news, right? Now, TMZ came on and changed the game really many, many years ago and started getting a lot of these exclusives and quite frankly has grown to become one of the top sources, right? As far as this stuff goes. And unfortunately, it's bringing in the numbers, and I say that great. This petition to make this change is fantastic because I think that a lot of people were hurt through this, through this finding out about their family's death. But then there's a lot of people that also were checking out TMZ because TMZ was crashing on Sunday when the accident happened. TMZ kept crashing. The website was crashing and it wasn't loading, and it was because there were so many people that were logging in. So there's also the other side that people are just, they just want the news.
I get that. It's like a car crash, you know? You see a car crash and then you're looking at it the whole time and you're like, why? This is disgusting. I shouldn't
And
be.
you shouldn't be, right.
But when it's news for monetary gain or for that reason to be the #1 or exclusive, it's ill. It's gross. It's not pleasant to see. You have to see it in a sensitive way. And this is where I go with the TMZ, where I understand what they're about. We've known this. TMZ is known to be, you know, that news outlet to get it without insensitivity. But when it comes to death, it's not okay. And I think that's where it crosses the line, and that's why I think that petition should go. We need to have some certain guidelines.
Yeah,
Cancel them completely, it's unfortunate, that's what media is, but how they go about certain situations like a death, I think we need to handle it better.
And that's a sticky situation, because once you start putting in those guidelines, then where do you draw the line for that? It goes back to the freedom of the press, right? And it goes back to the Constitution of allowing the press to be able to do what they want to do as far as like reporting, with obviously which guidelines, right? And then how far can those guidelines go, and who controls it, who establishes it?
Well,
it's a lot.
Whatever
It's
it
a
is,
big
but
discussion.
they have to do it. Like,
yeah, it's a big discussion. Well, changing gears to some lighter news, Total Bella stars Nikki and Brie Bella are both pregnant. Yes, Nikki is expecting her first child with fiance Artem Shigvintsev, and Brie is expecting her second child with husband Daniel Bryant. You know, what's crazy is that these twin sisters, you know, they're only going to be a week and a half apart.
I
you
know,
when the
that is
babies are born.
crazy.
So Brie took to Instagram and a People exclusive saying, quote, "We are shocked like all of you. Never in a million years that I think Nikki and I would be having pregnant bellies together."
Lies, I'm sure they planned it.
You think?
Did we plan our pregnancy?
Sure.
No, I don't have any more sisters.
No, for sure. Well, I'm gonna be a tia. I'm gonna be the best. But you know what? For that, I think it sets a good example of, like, you know, Nikki was with John Cena for 5 years, I would believe, until they got engaged. It was like 4 years. But John Cena, from the very beginning, he was like, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. Nikki knew this. She gets in that relationship with John Cena, and then she's like, okay, wait, but I want this. They end up having like difficulties. They end up getting engaged, and then they break it off because at the end of the day, he didn't change. He still wanted to stick to his guns of no babies. Then a year later, Nikki finds Artem, and they're engaged now. They're about to have babies, which leads me to ask the question of, like, you know, do you always feel you're that same person? You're always gonna want certain wants. Like, do you feel like now John Cena is looking at this and saying, "Wow, maybe I do want a kid now"?
I mean, I don't think based off of this, you know, maybe he's looking at me like, oh, I guess, you know, that could be me, right? But, you know, it's one of those circumstances where when you're having a kid, you know, once you have the kid, that's your kid forever, you know? It's not like, oh, we're having a fight over, you know, are we going to paint the house white or are we going to paint the house blue, right? You know, and then you can change it next week if you decide to change your mind. It's not the same thing. So, you know, in this case, I think, you know, someone like John, who at the time didn't want to have kids, that's perfectly fine too, you know, and unfortunately that could end a relationship or not. You know, you also have to then, if you're the other partner that wants to have kids, then also say, okay, is it worth it for me to be with this partner and not have kids, right?
Yeah,
you have
to. I was gonna say, for example, for me, I wouldn't. There's things that are negotiable, some things that are not. Like for me, even if I'm like in love and obsessed with that person, I know, and I'm like it's literally always been my dream to have. I'm an only child, so. Obviously, I want to have like 15 children. Well, not 15 anymore, I'm too old. But at least 3 or 2, I don't know, something. I want to have children 100,000%. I want to get married. Like, I want the party, I want the dress, I want all the things.
Yeah.
So if I happen to be with a person that does not want that, even if I love them or whatever, me personally, Claudia, would not negotiate my like dream of having a family.
I just find it to be so beautiful, and I ask that because now Nikki's, you know, she's getting what she's been wanting for so long, and it's such a beautiful moment. Not even that, but to have a kid side by side with your twin sister.
Of course, but
and
Naz, it's sort of like you in the situation where, you know, several years ago, we've discussed this before. Many years ago, you wanted to get married. Now, you know, you're not so sure.
This is I go with this because I think this is also really important for a lot of young individuals that probably in the moment they're conditioned to thinking that we're supposed to be living life a certain way, and then we grow up and we're like, I'm not that same person I was not even 2 years ago, let alone 15 years ago. You know, as a 15-year-old, as a teenager, I remember picturing myself with my wedding dress, my bridesmaids, the colors. Today, I can tell you, I don't want to have a wedding.
But does your family agree with that? Like, what does your family say about this?
No, my family wants me to have at least a ceremony, something, because and especially in like a church and whatnot. not. But me and my boyfriend, right, we've been together for almost 7 years, and we're like, maybe in Vegas, like, party it up or something.
See, I want all the things. I want all the party, all the dresses. I want like 13 dresses in the night.
And you've always been that way.
I've always been that way.
Gotcha.
It's just the main thing is just to show people that, like, you know what? We change, we evolve, and it's okay. It's, you know, and I think John Cena and her left the relationship really well, and now she's gonna have this dream of having with your twin sister a baby.
At the end of the day, there's always like a person for someone.
Of course, of course. Look, I will say whether John wants kids or not, whether John wants kids or not right now, he's the one that's done the most Make-A-Wish wishes. He's done over 600 wishes for them, so he has something in his heart for kids. So, you know, just to make that very clear.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, guys.
People
next,
change
up
and it's
next,
good.
of course. Up next, Paloma Mami is giving us the lowdown on her song Mami. Recon is joining us live today to talk about his song Perreando, and Super Bowl 2020 is almost here, and we're discussing what we know so far about football's biggest night. So don't go anywhere. Latinx Now will be right back.
Welcome back, and on Wednesday, February 5th, you cannot miss our Instagram Live that will be taking place at 12 p.m., which will have our one and only Christian Acosta presenting alongside Emilia to announce the finalists for the 2020 Latin Billboards Awards. For more details, you can go to premiosbillboards.com. Hey.
Fixing my hair.
Well, and since we're in the subject of music, Paloma Mami is a rising music sensation, you guys. Her song Mami is being seen as anthem for women empowerment, and when she stopped by, she told Christian all about the song and just how she plans on taking back the word Mami. Take a look.
Papi, prepárate. Se acerca la madrugada y en el VIP.
So basically the song is all about like putting women in power. It kind of is like Beyonce, for an example, Who Run the World Girls. It's just like a little reminder to remind everybody who's really in charge.
That's true, that's true.
It's basically to make women feel like they're that girl, you know, they could do anything. That's what I wanted the song to be about.
Poderosa quedó Nefertitis. There's no heaven ni rey sin mami. On repeat, on repeat, on repeat. Me gusta que me diga mami.
I like it when you call me mommy, right? But the truth is, there's a lot of women out there that don't like to be called mommy, right? So tell us about that.
Yeah, so the whole point of that was because growing up in New York, like catcalling was such a big thing, and it was definitely getting called mommy, yo, mommy was good, like all the time, and it was a thing that I hated it because I like know the word mommy, being Latina for us is not like that, you know. It's such an important word.
You're right, it is
I feel like it's such a powerful word. Being a mother, being mommy is like the queen to me, and that's what I kind of wanted to take back the word for and make it that definition again, to make it the woman in charge, making la jefa a queen, you know. I feel like coming into Chile, moving to Chile, I heard all the new wave of music, this whole new genre of música urbana, and that inspired me a lot. Like I hadn't heard that type of music. Like it was a whole like new sound. Yeah. So I heard all these songs, all this music, like, and it inspired me. I loved it, and I wanted to do it too, you know.
Now you're saying, great, you just turned 20, right? But I mean, come on, you're having all of these incredible accomplishments. One of the biggest recent ones is that your song is on the soundtrack for Bad Boys for Life. I mean, seriously?
Yes, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's huge.
I love Bad Boys, the movie. Like watching that as a little kid, it was so lit for me. I love that, and now I'm gonna be first line watching that, you know.
Tengo una lista aquí de mujeres que han sido líderes en la música.
Sí.
Y entonces quiero que digas algo acerca de todas esas, okay, de cada una. Lil Kim.
Wow, Lil Kim was super avant-garde porque siempre estaba haciendo cosas muy diferentes.
Lauryn Hill.
Oh, Lauryn Hill, so powerful, such a bad boss, like una jefa sería.
Jennifer Lopez.
Ella sería mami. La definición de mami is Jennifer Lopez. Sí.
Yeah, Missy Elliott.
She's like the biggest creator, like made dance and music and fashion all so popular. And
TLC.
También lo de fashion son icónicos para ellas. Son. I always get some of my fists from them, you know.
Shakira.
Me encantó que ella desde el principio estaba ya haciendo música en inglés. cuando yo creo que no había hablado inglés tan perfecto en
¿Es
en
verdad?
ese tiempo y lo encontré bacán. Yo como, wow, ella puede hacer las dos cosas.
Britney Spears.
Yeah, so Britney, she crazy girl. Yeah, I'd always pretend I was Britney when I was little. Like,
Yeah,
with my
yeah.
belly out, I'd be like, that was me.
I
trying to
love
be
that.
big.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah es una princesa. Aaliyah, everybody knows her as the princess of R&B. My favorite style of music to do is R&B. So she's inspired me so much.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah. Oh, that's where I get my diva side from all
Oh,
the
is
time.
that right?
Of course.
Okay.
I pull out the Mariah Carey in me and I'm like, no, mom, say no.
Beyonce.
She's my inspiration for things when it comes to like wanting to do so much more than I can.
Lastly, Rihanna.
I feel like she literally just does not care about anything. That's like the biggest thing of her. Like she does not care, and I think she inspired me, helped me a lot with her music and her personality. Like being younger, just to be so confident in myself because she was always so confident.
I think she was on point.
I think so too, right? Yeah, totally.
With each description.
I gotta say that Paloma
so
Mami,
cute.
for me, she's gonna be like that next breakout star. You
Yeah.
know, like that one that's just like, okay, maybe not a lot of people know her right now, but boom, she's just gonna blow up in like the coming months.
Like our Billie Eilish, kind of like that in the Latin
totally.
community.
Something
And you
like
talked
that.
about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I can see it coming. I can see it like
oh,
perfectly.
big time. Yeah,
Well,
We
want
love you,
that
Paloma
bad.
Mami.
We
Mommy.
do. And after the break, we've got Recon joining our table to talk about his collabs and new song, Perreando. And we just can't wait for the Super Bowl 2020 halftime show that's happening this Sunday. We're discussing what we know so far. We'll be back with more Latinx Now.
Colombian reggaetonero Recon is here with us.
Yes.
Yo no canto, pero me quedo así. Bueno, welcome to Latinx Now, Recon. Primero, congratulations on your new song, Perreando. But before we speak about Perreando, let's take a little listen on the song, okay, in the video.
Aquí todo se vale, perreo como anormales. Es que la rumba está buena, roten las botellas, todo el mundo perreando. Como dice Don Dale, perreo como anormales. Es que la rumba está buena.
Recon, I am obsessed with this song right now. Tell us how your fans have reacted. Cuéntanos cómo han reaccionado todos tus fans.
Una respuesta muy positiva, o sea, es de esas canciones que obviamente ya llevan un plus, por lo que tiene ese drop de una canción de salsa muy conocida, entonces digamos que entran muy bien al público.
Of course.
Esta
So what-
canción ya pegó, eso vuelve a pegar. sí o
basically,
sí.
what he's saying is if you listen to it, it's something modern, but you hear that salsa in there that never can be lost.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a collab with Maluma, which you did, Latina. Do you have any other collabs de pronto en este momento que estés trabajando en alguna colaboración con otro artista?
Bueno, ahorita les estaba contando tras
Tras
cámaras
bastidores.
que ahí se viene una cosa muy buena con el intérprete de ese trombón en el 1971. Lo hizo él, ahora lo va a hacer 2020, algo pasa canción.
Ajá, y ese es.
Ese, ya les toca investigar a ustedes. Imposible que no sepan.
Willy Colon. You know what? In the music video, it's actually really cool because you play like different characters, right? Was there like a favorite one for you en el video? Pues vimos que tuviste como varios personajes. ¿Tuviste como algún favorito ahí?
Digamos que el que está en el escenario, obviamente que tiene una combinación entre Héctor Lavoe, Willy Colón, o sea, ahí está, yo traté como de emular lo que era la Fania, imitar un poco de lo que era él.
Y te salió bien. It came out really good. You imitated.
Yeah, you know, it's like a combination between a lot of iconic singers of the past, and I think that was his favorite one on stage for sure. We love that. Oh my God,
We
nos
do.
encanta tanto. A ver, las imágenes de este video son
Que wow.
increíbles for
Un
sure.
clásico, un clásico.
Exactamente.
Pero bueno, I have to ask you about Karol G, because I know she started with you. Yo sé que Karol G empezó contigo. ¿Tú qué piensas de la carrera tan exitosa que ya tiene en este momento?
Yo creo que es una mujer que se ha ganado eso a puño y letra, trabajando, y yo siempre digo que hoy en día se está viendo, obviamente que está muy reconocida y todo eso, pero son años que ella lleva trabajando para que le suceda esto.
You know what? you were telling us before how your father, your family used to play old school salsa growing up, and that's what you used to hear, right? So you as a father, what is it that you're playing, right? Pues nos contaste que tus padres pues te ponían la música salsa, vieja escuela, no escuchando la música de antes, pero tú como padre, o sea, ¿qué música pones como para que escuchen?
No, a mí siempre me han comandado, o sea, yo nunca he podido colocar la música que yo quiero, porque mis papás salsa, y ahorita tengo que escuchar lo que mi hija quiere, entonces yo nunca he mandado, o sea, en mi carro yo no mando.
No, ¿y qué pone tu hija?
Yeah.
Mi hija le gusta mucho, no, pero sabes que le gusta mucho Bad Bunny, escucha, pero le gusta que Ariana Grande, ¿sí me entiendes? Entonces todos esos artistas de ella.
Internacionales.
Pues,
I love
dale,
that, I love that.
y ella le sube.
So
Ya cuando entran los teens va a decir, papi, Recon's my favorite.
Of course.
No,
So
para ella yo
basically-
soy el
Yeah,
favorito.
of course
Eso
not,
me
of course
dice.
not.
Eso dice, pues.
Basically, he's saying how, he really has no choice in his own home, like what music he gets to put on. And, when he's in the car with his daughter's the one that dictates everything, listens to a lot of Bad Bunny and all that stuff.
He has no choice.
You have no choice. You have no choice. It's true. When you become a father, I guess that's what it is.
Oh, Recon, I want to thank you again for your time to be here. I know you have a lot going on, but don't forget when you get that new song with Willie Colon, because I said it here, you give us the exclusive, okay?
Okay.
Prometido?
Okay.
Prometido.
I love it. I love
All right,
it.
so we're taking a quick break, but when we come back, the Super Bowl halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira is almost here, my people, and we're discussing who we expect that's going to be making a grand appearance that day. So stay tuned because Latinx Now will be right back.
The 54th Super Bowl is taking place this Sunday right here in Miami, and the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs are going head-to-head in the championship game. But we're particularly excited about the Latinx representation this year, with the national anthem being sung by Demi Lovato and the halftime show being performed by both Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. And in the last week alone, there's been so many developments. It's actually crazy because I went out to eat last night, and you can already see just like there's so
You can
much
feel the
buzz,
vibe already.
right? Yeah,
It's
there's
very
so
true.
much buzz. There's so many people
There's
just
so
in
much
town.
traffic.
There's so much traffic, yeah. And really, like,
For
they're
real.
just the media. You see the media trucks. You see a lot of police and everything like that. Obviously, on alert and everything. So it's you can feel like and sense the buzz that's happening.
That's
it's really
awesome.
great.
I love that it's happening here in Miami. It's creating that essence, and not only that, Miami, we're kind of like very Latin, and so the fact that we're having like Shakira
sorta.
and J-Lo there, it's really cool. But it's crazy because I know there's been like a lot of speculation on like who's gonna also be part of it, because there's always surprise guesses and guesses. And it's funny because I was on social media and I saw Becky G was saying that she was here in the 305. So now every time someone mentions they're in Miami, I'm like, are they gonna be a special
That's true,
guest?
that's true,
Are
yeah.
they not?
Right.
And then I remember in the beginning when we first heard about the Super Bowl being here, we even thought Ricky Martin at one point. We're like, is Ricky?
Did you
gonna-"
really?
We talked about
It's like
it.
Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Right, you're absolutely
Latin.
right. It's what LeJuan James during last year's Super Bowl posted on social media, posted on Instagram saying, hey, who should be performing next year, meaning this year's halftime performance? And he's like, it's in Miami. We need Latinos to be performing there.
It's so
and I
true.
responded, for me, I think it's going to be Jennifer Lopez
Oh, I'm
and
here like
Pitbull. That's what I said, Jennifer Lopez and Pitbull. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pitbull makes a special guest appearance on this. Pitbull obviously has a
This
couple
is
of
his
songs
city.
with Jennifer Lopez, and he also has a song with Shakira.
That's true.
And on top of that, it's
Oh,
his
that
city.
is
It's Mr.
true.
305. Yeah. So
But that
for
makes
me-
me
didn't
start
know that
thinking,
part.
J-Lo and Shakira do not have a song together.
But
No,
that's
they
the thing.
don't.
Since
So-
day one, that's why I was like so confused by why did they chose. Like I love both of them. It's just like together, I don't see the.
So
blend.
who's the headliner and who's like not?
They're
And is there
both the same.
conflict? Does that would that cause conflict with you? It's like say like even though we're friends
would
or
cause
whatnot,
conflict between
right?
me and you.
Would you want to be the first to open or do you want to be the close?
Yeah, I know.
What about like the lighting and the settings and the.
Yeah, what's like more important there? I don't know. It's a really good question because look, when you think about it, Beyonce did it by herself, meaning like it was her show. She obviously had guests and everything, but it was her show. Katy Perry, it was her show. And so it's like with Beyonce and Shakira, why did it have to be two?
And when it was Beyonce, she did bring Kellyanne and Michelle, you know, and they did a whole like Destiny's Child kind of mini reunion. So it's understandable, but they have a song together. Like, so, I don't know. That's why I'm very curious to see how this
there's
is gonna
also
really
a lot of
roll out.
decision making that goes into it, because obviously they both will have their performances, but then like, if they're ever on stage together, then you know who chooses the lighting and the backdrop and
what I understood that was gonna happen was like Shakira was gonna sing her do her thing, then J-Lo her thing, and then they would both do something together.
Right.
The together part is
It's
the one that I
weird.
don't
It's weird, right?
understand because they're so different.
But you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if Jennifer Lopez will bring out Mark Anthony, perhaps, you know, even though obviously it's an ex, but like maybe to like perform and to sing. And then I'm thinking, I also saw Maluma looks to be in Miami also. I was, you know, looking out on Instagram because he was celebrating his birthday. Happy 26 to Maluma. And so you know, he's got the movie with Jennifer Lopez, right? And he's got two songs with Shakira. So there's also links there happening. Who knows? And J Balvin, perhaps, because, you know, Jennifer Lopez has performed other songs
But I hear
as well.
a lot with J-Lo, and all I think about Shakira, and then I start thinking, okay, maybe, you know, our personal coach on La Voz, we have Carlos Vives, and Carlos Vives is here recording that, and he's also really good friends with Shakira, which he always mentions that they always talk on the phone, so maybe even Carlos Vives can pop out. There's so many Latin artists that we have that could come out. My thing is,
so many choices, so little time.
Now that I'm really thinking about it, I haven't thought about the people that are confirmed, which is J-Lo and Shakira. They don't have a song together. I've never, so maybe they're gonna come out with a new song?
Maybe, perhaps, yeah. I mean, that could be it. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, obviously, we're all expecting and we're all waiting to see what's going to be happening here. But, I mean, we could sit here and speculate all day, but we've got to go now. Remember that you can watch us in Espanol every Saturday at midnight on Telemundo. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Latinx Now, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Latinx Now. That's it, guys. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
The story is I'm actually going to be a backup dancer for both of them. And
Hey, if you like getting the top entertainment stories through the Latin lens, then subscribe.
we talk everything from Rosalia to Beyonce.
All the things. All the things.
Press that
Subscribe.
button.
Press it.